The president of Iran has moved to quell mass anger over a 50% hike in fuel prices. Hassan Rouhani said on Sunday that the government would compensate those who were worst affected. There's been trouble in at least a dozen cities, with buildings vandalized and pictures of Iran's Supreme Leader burned. The surprise fuel price hike announcement came on Friday, with the government saying the revenues would fund support for the poor. Meanwhile, Washington has voiced its support for the protests, a move that Tehran slammed as hypocritical. With more on this, here's RT's Igor Zhdanov, and just a heads up, his report includes our new feature, a QR code you can use to get more background on the story.
Now, for Tehran, this hike in fuel prices is a lesser evil, because they're saying that their economy is backed into a corner. It's falling apart because of all these sanctions that the United States has imposed against it. And these 3 rounds of sanctions coming out of Washington and targeting Iran's economy have been widely unpopular. They have drawn international criticism, and Europe, for instance, has been very vocal, calling on the United States not to impose them, to pull back. But they have failed so far to take any action about it. And that goes in stark contrast with what we're hearing from Washington, because despite all the violence and all the riots on the streets of Iran, the United States have decided to side with what they're calling peaceful protests.
As I said to the people of Iran almost a year and a half ago, the United States is with you.
The United States supports the Iranian people in their peaceful protests against the regime that is supposed to lead them. We condemn the lethal force and severe communications restrictions used against demonstrators.
We certainly stand by the people of Iran. What you're seeing today is them standing up to their government, saying that, we demand accountability.
Now, these words have been met with outrage in Tehran. For instance, the Supreme Leader of Iran has said that he won't allow any foreign power, any outside force, to pressure his country into economic submission.
Our people will not be taken advantage of by outsiders who put economic pressure on our nation.
There's that, of course, though. There's defiance on the part of the official government, and again, they have been taking steps to quell the anger, like with subsidies and, saying that they will reimburse those who've had it worst by this fuel price hike. But still, with the mounting pressure, both from outside and now from the inside, it certainly does look like that the American sanctions are taking its toll on the Iranian economy.
We spoke to political scientist Kaveh Afrasiabi, who says U.S. sanctions have had a devastating impact on the people of Iran.
We are hearing increasing reports, not just from reliable Iranian sources, but also UN and other international organizations, about the devastating effects of the U.S. sanctions on ordinary Iranians, particularly with respect to the import of much-needed medicine. And you also have the overall economic impact that is contributing to higher unemployment and so on, all of which Mr. Pompeo conveniently ignores and claims to be, in support of the Iranian people, shedding crocodile tears for them while imposing these harsh and savage economic sanctions on Iran that are in violation of the UN Security Council Resolution 2231, as well as the international agreement that the U.S. unilaterally walked out of.